Welcome to Forge Down Under. Let's meet our judges. Shane Savage, Nick Graham, and our guest judge, Marty Vinstra. Let's get into it.
Welcome, contestants. You are into round 3. Congratulations. What we'll be doing today is still Viking. Your challenge will be a Viking axe, and it needs to be made from complete Damascus.
Each episode has a theme and is made up of 3 rounds. Contestants receive a challenge that they must start in round 1 and finish in round 2. Each round is judged based on a rubric, and the final score from both round 1 and 2 combined will decide who moves on to round 3, where they will get a new and more advanced challenge. The winner of round 3 will become a Forge Down Under champion.
You'll have 2 8-hour days to complete your project. Remember, that's not much time. This is a very difficult challenge and completely from Damascus, so I'm really looking forward to seeing how you guys achieve it. Just remember, you do have a limitation of the forges. In a competition environment, time's really important, and one of the challenges of the competition is you're not working with the tools you're familiar with, as we're aware.
Alright guys, here's your material.
So basically you get 1 sheet of 15 and 20 and 1 sheet of 1084.
Good luck, your time starts now.
So I'm going to go a little bit more fancy than what I would like to, given time constraints. I'm going to go for a higher layer Damascus count. Typical Viking bearded axe is what I'm going for, nothing fancy design-wise, but higher layer Damascus is what I want to do, so we'll see how that turns out.
I'm hoping to make like a Viking style, small to medium size, sort of more utility style axe. And I'm just going to stick to like a low layer count, keep it sort of simpler, and then maybe jazz some things up at the end, but we'll just see how things go.
Getting hot. I'm going to dunk my steel in here, and it essentially it'll just clean everything out, because if there's any foreign like substance, oil, dirt, all that sort of stuff in between the layers, it won't weld properly.
So, I'm doing something I haven't really tried before, which is probably not the best idea for a competition where I'm under time pressure. I've been told by a very good friend that with the sheets, you don't necessarily have to grind all the steel off the top like you normally would. I'd always recommend doing clean steel, but he's experimented enough to know that it generally should work fine as it is with the mill rolled scale. As I said, I wouldn't normally try it and I wouldn't normally do it, but for what I want to do, I need to be a bit risky. So yeah, here we go.
This is flux, so it just helps get all those, seal the layers up, and it helps remove anything that's gotten in between the layers, any oxidisation and stuff like that. Well, because otherwise you get this forge scale inside, and then it won't weld. It just won't stick where that forge scale is. It's basically, oxidisation is basically rust. You don't prepare it properly, it won't work. I'm just getting ready as a redundancy plan.
Oh, that is more than redundancy plan.
Just in case that one doesn't work, then I'm not all the way back to the beginning again. So whilst I've got some downtime, I might as well make use of setting up ready to forge another one just in case the first one doesn't work.
This is what happens when you can't weld properly.
It's going to be real annoying to re-weld back on.
Well, it sucks when you can't quite get a handle on things.
It does, doesn't it? Oh, so my weld didn't take with the handle. So it hasn't affected that. I just can't hang on to it with the handle now.
So this would have come down to that initial sort of welding cycle. So would welding be like a skill that you have? Have you done much like
I've done some
before?
like stick welding. MIG welding's not really my thing.
Okay.
I haven't used gas before either, so it's just an extra little, yeah. Pretty happy. I can't see any bits lifted off. It all looks like it's pretty tight. All right, so far so good. I'll find out when I squish it down this way, because this way is not too bad because they're all compressing. When I start squishing down this way, there's a chance that the welds will split and cut and go like that and split apart like that, especially when there's lots of layers. So that's the really nerve-wracking part. That's when you can tell if it's welded properly.
This is way more steel than I need or want.
It's better to have too much though.
That's true.
Are you gonna leave it like that, fill it? Like just those layers?
Yeah, and I'm going to punch the eye from the top.
Yeah, same. That's what I'm gonna do.
I think the pattern will come up nice because it'll like splay out.
That not be too nervous to punch through there. As I said, it's a good chance it's gonna go.
Yeah.
I don't want it to rip itself apart.
Yeah.
Looking at the time, I'm kind of nervous. I mean, I'm going to do another. I drew this out really long, so I want a relatively high layer count.
Yeah.
So there's going to be more time grinding, cutting, stacking, and then one big re-weld. So hopefully I'll get about 160 layers out of this.
Yeah.
All going well. I don't know. How much time I've got after that has been an issue.
We're at 5 hours. I believe you were talking a little bit earlier about you may think you've bitten off more than you can chew.
So I would have ideally liked to have done another full billet. So restacked this, drawn that out and stacked it again for a higher layer count.
Yep.
Yeah, with the time it's gone, I'm not going to be able to do that. So I'm just going to cut this into sections and weld that together and then start drawing out my billet for my axe. So
You still have 13 hours.
it'd be less layers than what I wanted. I don't want to try and go any higher than that with the time I've got. But for what I would like to try, I need to have a relatively high layer count so it actually shows up in the axe for what I want to do.
Yeah, yep.
So I guess we'll find out.
No, good luck.
So far, I'm pretty happy with the progress. My billet seems to be nice and solid and welded.
Yep.
I've cleaned it up a bit and chopped the end off one side, and now I'm just waiting for it to heat back up, and I'm going to start forging to dimension, and then I'll probably chop the other end off and start looking at making an axe out of it, as long as there's no issues.
Good luck.
Cheers.
How you doing there, mate?
I'm good, Marty. How are you?
No, not too bad. Just wondering why you're doing that and why it's important.
So what's on top is forge scale, basically.
Yep.
So iron oxide, super hard. It's going to inhibit my welding. So because I'm going to stack these on top of each other, I need clean surfaces in order for them to stick together.
Yep.
And this won't stick to itself with the forge scale on top. So it's got to go.
It'll be interesting to see how this billet comes out once you stack it.
Yeah, we'll find out. Hopefully it welds together. But there's only 5 spots where it won't weld compared to 30 something from the last time. So my chances are better.
Good. Keep it up.
Pretty easy not to quite get them square and all those slightly off centre. So I went in a little bit and it was starting to go that way, and I tried to rectify it and the punch was moving. So I just decided to flip it and go again, and that should give me an indent in the other side to then chase it back straight again, hopefully.
Happy with it, Richard?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
So I'm drifting the hole. When you first punch it with the eye punch, it's quite a small, narrow hole, which is obviously not big enough for a handle. So we're using a drift which incrementally enlarges the size of the hole. As you can see, it's starting to get bigger on the bottom, and that just pulls the metal out slowly and to the right shape that we need for the handle.
Hopefully it has a nice little blue accent stripe when this is all finished up, but we'll see. So this can sit somewhere else till later.
I found when I was first learning, having oversized handles makes it extremely difficult to shape your scales from it.
Yeah.
So as I was saying earlier, 5 to 10 mil is also a good opportunity. Sort of think about it, gives you a lot of leeway.
Yeah, I found that out hard way. Like when I started out, I oversized everything and just learned to hate making the handles because all of a sudden I was just grinding into it. And now I try and split my scales to be as thin as possible and as close as I can be to my final dimension, so I've got the least amount of material to actually remove.
Yeah.
You know, but it's hard to be able to sort of like visualize that sometimes.
Oh, it's extremely difficult. And it's the same thing I always say to students, right? One of the very, very first things you need to get is proportionality in design.
Yeah.
That is the most critical in my part. And that brings us into our sponsor, Knife Print. It's funny, actually, when I first got into knife making, I got onto knife print straight away. And I really believe it's one of the reasons why I got good so quickly. Not only was I good at taking on feedback and putting it on board, which is a different sort of discussion we can have, so some people aren't good at implementing feedback. But not only what Knife Print does is basically an online CAD program where it lets you fiddle around with little bits of knife design.
Yep.
So it gives you the really quick ability to see whether it's even worth you spending the time to make. And as we know with anything handmade, if you start with a good foundation, a good design, you're going to improve a lot better.
That's right. Once again, it's another thing I struggled with when I started out, and I think everyone struggles with it when they start making is how do knife?
Yeah.
Like, you know, knives look a certain way, and when you get into it, you'll want to make this perfect knife that you've never seen before, and usually there's a reason why that knife doesn't exist, and it's because it doesn't work and it's not going to be good. But a lot of people spend that first 12 months of making sort of learning these lessons the hard way. But something as simple as a visual reference, like a repository of knife designs that you can pick from, modify, take inspiration from.
That's another good thing that they do, yeah. So if you're a knife design, you can actually have a repository where you can have a look at other people's designs, not only give you a good idea if that's the style you like, you could also copy that design and give it a go.
Yeah, to have all that in a database. Well, when I started, we never had anything like that. If we did, I would have used it straight away. And listening to you guys now, I want to get this.
Definitely give it a go.
And give it a go. I was always the same. Everything was too big, too thick. I spent a lot of time on the grinder, taking things down.
Yep.
Having something like Knife Print, the database, being able to go and change and alter the shapes,
just tweak things
of the blades and the handles and everything. It sounds great.
Check out knifeprint.com and use code FDU25 for 25% off your first purchase.
How you going with the forge welding?
Good. That was just the first squish for the second restack. It felt pretty good. I won't know until I probably do another 2 or 3, and then when I start drawing it out, it starts coming apart at the end. But I cleaned the surfaces pretty well, so hopefully that's stuck together.
Hope so too.
If they didn't, I'm kind of stuffed, so not much time left to redo one.
Oh, you seem to be doing all right so far.
I've got a bit of a deeper line there, and I'm just concerned that it's a delamination, so I'm just going to hit it with a grinder and see if it comes out.
What's your backup if it doesn't?
I don't know, we'll see how deep it is, I suppose.
Yep.
See whether I just leave it or try and rectify it from there.
I think it's lucky where it is. I don't think it's going to be a structural issue, it's more of an aesthetic issue if you can't get it out.
No, I agree. Being right there in the middle of the billet, even if it is super deep and goes right the way through, it's not really going to affect the structural integrity of it.
So I've reset my billet. This is the second and final weld. I've just been pressing it down on the way that can very break, because you can see all the lines this way. So this is where if it's not welded, it can cut and split. I am very glad that it hasn't, which means it looks like it's welded pretty good on both sides. You can see all the lines there, which would be the layers. So I'm starting to pre-form my axe shape now. So there is a bit of a split back here, but I've got plenty of material, so I'll chop it off to what I need. Yeah, that one must have caught something because it's bad because I'm cutting through something super hot, so the discs wear out a lot quicker, which you really probably shouldn't do it, but kind of under a time crunch, so there's not much else I can do about it.
That's not good.
Problem?
Yeah, so just too hard, too fast, I suppose, and it's split the welds at the end.
Yeah.
However, I think I can cut it off and still have enough material.
Well, hopefully you can recover from it. I think you can, so
Yep.
we'll leave you to it.
Cool, thank you.
Oh, we have a fire!
Oh, that would be a perfect time.
That's your new shirt! We're on fire!
Would you like an apron?
You go. Basically cut the D-lam out and am forging back to shape. It's popped open again, so I'm going to have to try and figure something out.
What does that sort of do time-wise for you?
Yeah, lot going on now. So yeah, I was sort of cruising, and now I'm in sort of more stress mode. So yeah, just keep going and see what we can do. So.
I'm actually assuming that this fault happened in the original forge weld because you remember that D-lam we saw on the cheeks? Follow that line forward and it almost lines up exactly with where those D-lams are happening. I think that would have been one of the original welds that didn't take, which is why you've got to be so anal for problems back then you don't see them until now. And now it's too late to fix.
I'm guessing that D-lam's still coming back out?
Yeah.
What are you planning?
So I'm going to try and weld it together.
Yep.
If that doesn't work,
You're planning ahead.
I'm going to cut a slot and put a bit in it.
Okay. So take it real slow and only work it while it's real hot.
Yep.
And just see if you can get it out. That's what we'd recommend, and then have a think about it.
Yep.
Do you know if you got it out yet?
It seems to have closed up, but looking at it, by the time I draw it out back to sort of the shape I want, I'm probably going to be grinding that section out anyway, so I should be pretty well right.
Okay.
Hopefully, as long as it doesn't open up more, open back up and open up more, I'll be right.
Chuck another one in there.
I'm going to draw that other billet out just in case I need a bit easily for Damascus. But I think I might have saved it. I think. I'm getting nervous. pretty much just getting rid of that D-lam and starting to just making sure there's none of that left, and just starting to work out what my shape's going to be so I can start grinding a bit once it's cooled down, and I'll just keep going from there really. I can't see any traces of it. I could see where it was and I've cut behind there. So I think it should be all gone.
How are you feeling about where you're at the moment?
Oh, better than I was an hour ago.
So,
Still a lot of work to do, but I'm changing my initial plan. I'm just going to draw out the blade, do a big flat sort of pancake, then draw out my design and just cut it away from there.
yeah?
Instead of trying to forge every shape into this one, I'm going to have enough time to try and get it as near as I'd like.
Good idea.
Can you tell us why it's really important to have a respirator for what we do?
We're dealing with a lot of substances that are very bad for your lungs, a lot of dust, especially a lot of the handle materials, synthetic handle materials and stuff like that. They're very bad for your lungs, lots of fibres and stuff like that. And being an asthmatic myself, it's one of the things that I try and keep on top of.
Yeah, really important.
And as a full-time maker, it's especially important when you're doing it every single day.
100%. I'm super risk adverse because if I get hurt, I can't run classes, then I can't make money. It's really, really important you look after yourself. Not only if you're working for other people, but you don't get sick leave forever.
Yeah.
So health's important, safety is important.
It hasn't fallen apart yet. If it was gonna, it would have by now. So yeah, I don't know. I'm trying something interesting with the pattern. Just cut some lines into it with the angle grinder. Hopefully that will distort the pattern and give it a nice little look to it when it's finished, hopefully.
"16 minutes!" "4 minutes!" "2 minutes!" "5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tools down. Congratulations guys, the end of the first day of the advanced round. You both have done exceptionally well. As we were just talking about it, it's anyone's game at the moment. Nathan, perfect proportionality from what we've seen so far. And your heat treat went well. I don't think you're gonna have much more roadblocks like you had today. It was really impressive how you worked around them too. So really, really good job. Looking forward to see how you do your handle. I can already see you started. I'd love to be able to sort of show off your work, but it's in the oven and I don't want to play hot potato. So really impressed. Richard, absolutely, I'm gonna show it off because it's here, but it's really love the proportionality of the design. We harp on about proportionality all the time, but it's critical. Like, just going by both of you today, we were discussing before, it's anyone's game. I think it's really gonna come down to fit and finish. Like honestly, it's that close between you. The Damascus pattern, there's really, I don't think that's gonna win it for anyone. It's just gonna be the nice little bit extra. So really, really think about it, how you're gonna do your fit and finish tomorrow and handle proportionate. Indexability is another key thing to think about. So really try to ace that because I think this is gonna be close just like the first round, so. Congratulations, contestants. We're up to the final day of forging. You'll have 8 hours today to complete your project.
Guys, your time starts now.
So I was just putting the drift in to help straighten the eye because the blade was going one direction, the eye was going the other. So I put the drift in there, heated it up, and slowly pulled the drift in. So like that, and heaved on it till it twisted the thinnest bit there, which is the bit that it was bent. So it looks all straight and good now, I believe. Nothing I can't fix with the grinder anyway.
I'm considering using some of my Damascus offcuts to make some top and bottom caps for the handle, just for an extra bit of jazz. My main thing, I just want to get the axe, sort of a simple axe finished, so I can stress less about that, and then I'll worry about how much time I've got left to start jazzing some other things up.
Because Nathan's such a great maker, I'm trying to come up with little out-of-the-box ideas. It might shoot me in the foot though, because it's a little bit more complex than it probably needs to be. I'm working on a Damascus inlay for the bottom of the handle. So whether or not it works, I don't know, but I came here to try some new things and try and attempt to show off what I can do in what limited time I have to show it off. So I'll go big or go home, as they say.
So you're going for a Damascus inlay to try to hit those 5 points for fit and finish?
Yep, so ideally I would have liked to have put it on the butt of the handle, but I made the handle too small, so that's fine. It'll look just as nice in the handle anyway. Yeah. I would think so. Yep.
Well, if it works out, you'll get those fit and finish points, and as we discussed earlier, it could come down to that. So good to see how you go. Six and a half hours, guys. 6.5 hours. What's happened here, Nathan? What are you doing?
So I've just found some splits and stuff through the wood. So I'm basically just filling it up with glue and sawdust. just to give it a little bit, as much strength as I possibly can. So.
Yeah. Normally doing that's just more so to hide it.
Yeah.
It's really unfortunate it's all the way through the handle.
Yeah.
Did you only find that halfway through grinding?
Yeah,
or?
pretty much. There was a couple up here that I noticed, but
Yeah.
that were sort of separate from each other, and that sort of just kept going further and further. But
What are we looking at, that sort of stuff?
Yeah, all the way through here, which is a massive...
But it's not on the other side, so it's...
Oh, okay. So hopefully it's just on the outside because you got a long handle and it's going to be whacked really heavy, right?
Well, I'm going to shorten the handle, but I just haven't figured out how short I want to do it yet, so I've left it long.
Basically, all these are possible weak points now when we go to use the axe. But yeah, nothing's on there, so hopefully that's just skin deep aesthetic. So
And I'm going to do a leather wrap anyway, so that'll help hold it all together. So
Okay,
this
cool.
is more just, I'm more for aesthetics than anything.
All right,
so.
perfect.
I see you just rewired the forge. What's the plan?
I feel like I'm running a little bit, not ahead, but I've got a bit of spare time.
Yeah,
So-
it's a good bad place to be. You're either doing really, really well, or you've gone a bit too simple, and that's why you're so far ahead. So, what are you going to do to spice it up?
I'm thinking about having a go and making a bit of a fancier pattern Damascus just to make a top and a bottom cap for the handle.
Yep,
So,
fair enough. No, nice. So it'll be a good accent piece to really,
Yeah, I
really
think
sort of make it set apart.
Yep. And if it doesn't work, it's not going to affect the axe at all. So
Yeah. So, where are you with the axe as it's sitting right now?
Well, I'm going to stick this in the forge, and then I'm just going to start hand-sanding the handle, and then start looking into like etching my axe head and start putting it all together, and then start doing some leather wrapping and stuff like that. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, good work.
Oh, cheers.
Where are you up to at the moment? So I'm just still rough profiling, so I'm putting in that very typical looking Viking where the eye goes, that sort of diamond shape.
Yeah.
So I'm working on that, thinning that down. Still got to thin that gap there towards the edge, and then I can start grinding bevels and working on the polishing. So
Nice.
Still profiling.
Look, it helps with you sanding a little bit, but it's also mainly just for aesthetics. It does give a lot of people char their blacksmith hammers, so it does give them a little bit of resistance to burning because they're already burnt, but mostly it's just an aesthetic thing.
Pretty. It'll look nice when it's fully sanded and polished, obviously. And if I actually get some coffee, it's going to be a very nice sort of light, dark contrast with it. So should hopefully look cool. So I want it straight, so like that. It currently sits on like that. So I've got to take more off one side of the eye than the other. But I always forget which way is which, so this might be a bit of an interesting time.
I'm just cutting up some strips of leather to do some handle wrapping.
That's a nice little leather cutting tool you have there, mate.
It certainly is.
Yeah, do you know who makes it?
Oh, Shane Savage does.
Nice little, cool little scalpel design, eh?
Yeah, it is. Very.
It's
Cuts
much
quite well.
It's much nicer with the handle on there.
I bet, yeah.
I
It's
designed
a little bit small to hold onto, but
that's what it's meant for. I have like 50 of them I haven't even touched.
yeah, right.
I've had them for like a year, just heat treated.
It's quite nice actually.
Oh yeah.
Like you said, nice little slim handle.
Oh yeah.
It'd be mint.
Put in your survival kit, you know, nice lightweight. Put in your car, in the glove box, you know.
Yeah.
Leather cool.
I was about to say even just for doing leather work.
Yeah, no, it's a nice one. When I get around to it, I'll make them all and release them.
I might have to get one.
Oh, it's hefty.
Four hours left. I see you restarting your handle.
Yeah, it got a little thin at the eye, so my original plan isn't going to work out as well as I had hoped. But I'm kind of happy and sad because I wanted a bit more length and I ended up having to shorten that down.
Basically what's happened is the eye is not completely filled with the wood. So not only does it become aesthetic issue, it's a possible structural issue. So I think it's a good choice that you're restarting because that could make or break it for you if you just kept going with it. It's a shame that you're going to lose the liner and your inlays. Are you still planning on that or you?
The inlay I'll redo, the liner I won't.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's a smart choice. How you going? You got 3 hours and 48 minutes left. Do you think you'll be able to do it in time?
Maybe, maybe not. I was a lot more confident an hour ago, but you know, things change, so see how we go.
Work with purpose.
That's it.
Just making some top and bottom caps for my handle.
And what's your plan for the Damascus billet you made, the extra?
That's what this is here. So this is a top and bottom cap.
Oh, so you made that big billet and you already cut off what you wanted?
Yeah, yep. So this will be the top and that'll be my bottom, and I'm just sort of roughing everything in, and my hammerhead's etching at the moment and I'll go and get that out soon.
Okay. How do you think you're tracking with 3 hours and 48 minutes left?
It's going to be tight, but I think I'll be able to do it, so yeah.
So you've got this axe head pretty much all finished out. You're putting the wax on it now, so that means you're done until you're ready to sharpen.
Yep.
Where are you going to go from here? How are you looking with your handle?
Handle should be pretty much done. So now I'm going to basically put the axe on the handle.
Yeah, hang it.
Yep. Work out what length I want the handle and cut off the excess.
Very nice.
And then probably sharpen up and then start doing some final touches on it, really.
Really good.
So,
solid plan, man.
Yeah, so as long as there's no issues, it should be sort of home and hose now, hopefully.
The wedge in an axe handle serves the important purpose of securing the axe head onto the wooden handle, ensuring a tight and durable fit. It is typically made of wood or metal and is driven into a slot or kerf at the top of the handle where the axe head attaches.
Much as I didn't want to redo that handle, I'm much happy that I did. This is probably closer to the original length that I wanted. Feels a bit nicer anyway, so I've just got to finish sanding it and then I can start redoing my inlay attempts. So we'll see how that goes.
Why is it important to etch it and then coffee etch it?
So you don't have to, it just helps bring out that sort of black and white contrast on the blades. A normal etch just looks fine, but for my opinion on higher end, sort of higher count Damascus, it does look a bit nicer with the black and white contrast.
The competition is so close between them.
I think it's good to show that you can recover and make something that wasn't maybe nice to really nice if you think about it. Yeah. So it's been good to see that at every step they've sort of made something, and with a little bit of input that they've made it better, and then they've listened to the feedback. Because
100%. All day it's been this constant adaptation to the changing project. Like they start out trying to do one thing, it turns into something else, so they adapted, changed their plans, made modifications as needed. It's the way you've got to think when you're in an environment like this, when time's a factor as well. You can't just hang on to small failures. You just got to know how to, fix them up, move on and carry forward.
1 hour! 1 hour only!
Don't scratch it.
This is my handle splits, I'm walking home.
I'm so nervous for you.
I don't think it goes in much deeper. I don't think I've actually measured how deep the hole was. That's right. It's a thing.
It is a thing.
It's my thing.
It is your thing.
Well, I'm glad it's on the handle and stuff. Obviously it's not quite where I wanted to go with it, but at this point I'm just glad there's something finished. I'm just putting in a metal wedge, there's already a wooden wedge in there, but with hitting the wooden door and stuff we're gonna do, I'm putting in extra security.
That's good to see.
Yeah, there's no way that thing's coming out, so.
Are you happy with the way that head's on now?
Well, it's not moving. There's still a slight gap, but that doesn't concern me now because that's not going anywhere, so.
Ten minutes remaining. Five minutes. It's good, yeah.
Nice, that's clean as.
30 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tools down, guys. Contestants, we are up to destruction testing. How are you feeling?
Nervous.
Nathan, can you explain to us why yours fits in the theme?
Yeah, I think mine fits the theme. It's got more of a Viking axe shape to it, I think. And yeah, obviously it's full Damascus. And I think even the handle construction and all that's a bit sort of traditional style.
Richard, can you tell us why yours fits in theme?
So with my axe head, I basically went for a smaller Dane axe size, so it's pretty typical what you'd expect from a Viking axe. And I went for a nice traditional, simple handle, nice sort of ovalish, so pretty much what you expect to see on every axe back in the day. So.
Okay. And you went in for an inlay and a pummel.
Yeah, so I did a Thor's hammer out of my offcut from my Damascus, same as my inlay. That's from the blade offcut as well. Just for, no self-respecting Viking would not wear a Thor's hammer to battle, so thought I'd put one on the axe.
Right, we're going to get into destruction testing. Nathan, you're first. All right, Nathan, this is to see how your axe goes performing cutting wood. First destruction test, we'll see how we go.
Yes.
That was smooth. Doesn't quite have the control, but let's give that another go. Nathan, it performed perfectly. All right, Richard, your first destruction test will be the log cut as well. How do you think you're gonna go?
No idea, but I'm nervous as hell.
Yours does feel completely different, but if I hit it right, I think it'll do the job.
Nice.
That was very nice, yes. I think this one might have a little bit more control than Nathan's, but we'll just see.
Nice. Bit more mass behind it too, I think.
That is just easy to control. Comfortable. It just slices through those logs. Very impressed, Richard. Good job.
Nathan, now it's time for the cut test. Let's see how it performs. I'm really interested to see how it cuts.
Good job.
Nathan, I'm really happy with how this performed. It cut cleanly, it was easy to swing, it feels good in the hands. Good job, well done. I would definitely carry this into battle.
Thank you.
Richard, time to test your axe. I like the feel of it. I'd like to see how well it performs. I think this is going to go really well.
Nice.
Nice to handle. A lot of dexterity. Blade looks good. Easy to swing. Feels great in the hands. Cuts very well. I would definitely carry this into battle. Well done.
I'm going to be testing the effectiveness of your Viking axe in a simulated raid scenario by chopping it through a wooden door that has a metal latch on it. I will apply 5 hits into the hardwood door and then 1 hit into the latch to see what effect that has on the general construction of your Damascus and the axe itself.
Jesus.
Did you hit the metal then?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
looks like you
across the
missed.
top here.
Nah, go again.
How much damage is on it? I broke the door.
There you go. Got just above the screw. That's really good. Well, it's rolling and not chipping, and that's exactly what you want for an axe. With chipping, you're sort of facing a lot more challenges in repairing an edge. Rolling it, you could dress that up with a stone, no worries at all. Really good work.
Cheers, thanks.
Nice, man.
Richard, I'll now be testing your axe. Good luck.
That was a pretty good hit.
Right there on the buckle. And this has got no chips, but just minor edge sort of glinting, and that's it. Nathan, watching you make this axe start to finish, seeing how you put it together and then getting to use it, it's given me a good overview of the tool that it is. I loved it. It was hard to find faults through it, and the ones that I did find were minuscule and kind of nitpicky, to be honest. I really loved the fact that it performed exactly as an axe should perform. You know, it felt great in the hand when I chopped it. It bit into the timber and cut into it rather well, and the only damage that it took was when it hit that steel latch. And that more came down to the grind geometry, which, you know, depending on what you're doing with it, you can change up rather easily. Great work, man, and for all those reasons, I gave you a total score of 21 points.
Nathan, loved what you've done. I love the progression, you know, thinking ahead, you know, the way that you do your build process went really well. It really showed in your end work. Only things I could really pick was just nitpicky things again. It's very, very close competition. As I said, it's really going to come down to fit and finish and detail. Not much I can really pick up on it. Good feedback otherwise. So good job. I gave you a total score of 21. Good job.
All right, Nathan, I like the design. I do like the leather at the base of the handle to stop it slipping out of your hand. After watching you work and going through all the obstacles that you went through in the making of the axe, I believe you actually managed to circumvent the issues that you had quite well. There was slight delamination, which is nitpicking again, but it's in an area where it does not affect the use of the axe. The only thing that I would say that I didn't like about it would have been simply that for a single-handed axe style, the handle was a little bit thick. But other than that, I thought you did a really, really good job. It handled well. Once again, the grind of the bevel, the angle of the grind, let you down, but it was a really good all-round tool. I gave you a total of 20 points.
Thank you.
All right, Richard, I love this piece, man. Visually, I find it super appealing. Like, it's not just Damascus, the way that you've manipulated the pattern to sort of start in real tight and give me almost wrought iron vibes around the head that then splays out towards the beard that follows the profile of it. It looks really, really cool. And then, you know, the trinkets and amulets that you've incorporated into the design, I think it adds to it as well. It's definitely a different type of tool. I find it to be more of a weapon than something you'd use for chopping, but being the challenge was Viking axe, it's still well and truly within theme. I couldn't find any real fault with it right up until the door test, and the head shifted slightly on the haft. And that just comes down to you know, how it is hafted and how that eye is formed and whatnot. I don't think it affected it or is an unfixable flaw, especially in the field. For those reasons, man, I gave you a total score of 22 points.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Richard. I love what you've done. Proportionality, really, really nice. I love how you've added extra things to it. Looks really good. The profile, proportions. Other than that, the only really things I can say other than good job is your head moved. This sort of thingy is sitting a little bit out, so it can get a little bit uncomfortable if you're working up the shaft, which is really just nitpicky. And my only other feedback would be the fit and finish isn't quite that great with the deeper scratches, but wouldn't really affect you at all. It's just aesthetic, really. So overall, absolutely love it. It's really, really nice to use, very comfortable. So good job, and I gave you a total score of 22. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Love the design of your axe head. Very period Viking axe head. I can't really find much fault with it. I would have liked to have actually seen both the handles switched over on the heads for the styles of the axes. Once again, your head moved, you suffered no damage in your edge, but the movement of the head in the last destruction test, eventually in a battle, would have let you down. Other than that, I love the decorations on it. I do think that you did produce something that was really, really good. I gave you a total of 20 points. Well done.
Thank you.
Nathan, Richard, judging's been done. So we'll get right down to it and see who the winner of the third episode of Forged Down Under is. Not only do you get the bragging rights of being the third in Australia, you also get that cash prize of $2,500. So, as we sort of expected, it is going to be incredibly close, just due to the way that the rubric works. As I said, it's if someone focuses a little bit more on fit and finish, and maybe you redesign the way you did your edge, it'd be a little bit different. So, the winner today is Richard with 64 points, and Nathan, you're just trailing by 2 points. You're at 62. Congratulations, guys. Great effort.
Good job, man.
Good job, buddy.
It's an awesome few days.
Well done, guys.
Yeah, very, very
Very
impressive.
well done.
Yeah. How do you feel? 16 hours, 2 8-hour days, get it all done?
It's a long time and a short time.
Yeah, yeah, it's a very long few days.
And the amount of time that you had to produce the products that you've produced, you should be extremely proud of yourselves. You've both done an excellent job. Like, really, really good job. I'm super impressed with both of you.
It is what it is. I'm very happy that it was so close, and definitely he deserves the win. He made a very nice axe, a very good axe. I was not expecting to be this close and to even get into the final, so I'm very, very happy with how I performed and under the pressure and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, I'm happy with the result in the end.
I'm very happy to the results of the judging. Obviously, I'm glad to win, but if I did lose, Nathan is a guy I'd like to lose to. Awesome guy. Very much enjoyed the last couple of days I spent working beside him, but yeah, glad to have won.
A big shout out to our awesome Patreons for helping support the show.